Goodbye, Ballinger. It's hard to die. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host.
We're about 4 layers deep here, folks, but we're going to go deeper. This rabbit hole don't end with just calling Ballinger
James.
The Pizzagate guy.
I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. It just works like that.
It's a little bit weird, isn't it? And that's where these threads connect.
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
I just accidentally dropped my charger on my cat.
Cool. And now kill it. Well, James, you want me to explain to you why we're doing this now instead of a bit later?
Yeah. Before I get into, I do have Pizzagate all written down in a note on my phone. But yeah,
that's great.
Before we get into that, tell me.
So we usually record these a bit later in the week, just so we can absorb all the info
Jay,
during the week.
If you're about to tell me you're moving, I'm about to be very sad.
No, I'm not moving.
Okay.
I'm not moving. Just the only thing is, there is a possibility that for the week after this Friday, I think. Yes, the week after this Thursday, I might not have internet access, so that's why we're doing it now.
Oh, because internet guy?
Yeah. So have I told you this already?
No, you haven't. You've given me vague stuff, but I'm not entirely fully aware of everything going on.
Okay, so basically what happened, and this happened like 2-ish weeks ago. We switched our modem. So our modem, our old one, was pretty old. I think the recommendation is to switch them out every 4-ish years.
Yeah.
But our old modem was about encroaching on its 10th year of age. So, and it was slowing down my internet speeds. I know, you know that we both have kind of internet issues.
Yeah,
that's a big thing. That's been
we both got.
That's a big part of crapshoot lore. Big part of my lore is that my internet is pretty bad.
Of it all.
Yeah. So I thought switching to a new modem would help, right? And it did. It did help. But the switching process was really, it was really annoying, frustrating.
Really?
Because it's not as simple as you buy new modem, plug in new modem, and now it works, right? You would think that's how it works, right? That's not how it works.
Whoa.
For some reason, when you get a new modem and you want to switch it, you have to call up your ISP, your internet service provider. In my case, it's Cox. I had to call them up and tell them that I have a new modem, and they have to register the new modem into their system so they can get it. They get internet. They can provide internet to us through that new modem, and then we can use it. Problem number one: the new modem doesn't work for some reason. That's what the person on the other end was telling me, and this was by the way, these are not quick calls either. These calls, at least for me, it was quicker. But when my father called him the first time, it was 2 hours over the phone. They're trying to get this modem to work. For some reason, it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
It shows up on their side, and they can see the new modem being plugged in, but the internet just doesn't work. You can't access the internet through it. So he tried. It didn't work. He got pissed off, and I said, "Okay, I'll try and do it." So I called them one morning, and I woke up early. I called them. I said, "All right, let's try and get this working." I'll mention this at the end because it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I called them, and we tried getting it working. It doesn't. It didn't work. So they filed a technician order, so they can have a technician drive out to my house and try to figure out how to get this modem to work.
Right.
And I was like, all right, sure. And then, end call. But then I realized when I plugged back in the old modem, we still didn't have internet access. So I was like, well, I kind of want internet access between now and and when the technician comes over to fix my house, the internet's.
Why would you want that?
I was like, oh crap. Apparently you can't have multiple modems registered at the same time. You can only have one at a time. So I had to call them again and tell them to switch back to the old one so I can use the internet while the technician, before the technician comes. And it was supposed to be the day after. So, I want to use the internet today. And then they tell me they can't. It doesn't work. And I was like, huh? What do you mean it doesn't work? It worked. It was working before, right? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe like your old modem is too old and now it doesn't work or anything. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense to me.
No, that makes sense, JD.
It doesn't make sense to me because the old modem was working. Okay, it was working. Right, it was slow, but it was working.
Was it, JD?
Before you did this? So switch it back. That's all you had to do. And they were like, just can't do it. I'm like, okay. I want to talk to a manager. I want to talk to a manager on them.
Wow, JD, just really using your white card there, huh?
Yeah, basically. So they booted me up to level 2, the level 2 like IT support, redirected my call, and then the level 2 person like got it fixed like pretty much immediately. For some reason, you can't switch modems while there's a technician order out on like your account or something. I'm like, what? It makes no sense to me. But somehow it works like that. This archaic system
just works.
So they switch back to the old modem. And I'm like, all right, cool. And not only that, the new technician is like, actually, I can get the technician over to your house today in like 2 hours. Do you want that? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I got time, no problem. So, so not only does she manage to fix to switch back to the old modem, but she also pushes the technician order forward to 2 hours from when I made that first call. And I was like, yeah, perfect. So I wait, like 3 hours. They're a little bit late, but they come in, and she takes a look at the box, and she's like, it looks fine to me, but I'm gonna go outside, check outside, like the I guess like the public internet service box that's outside or something that provides the internet to all the households. And I'll take a look at that. So she goes out there for a while, comes back in, plugs in the new modem, and then it works. It just works. Right. And I asked her, I was like, oh yeah, that's great. What was the issue? And she's like, oh, just some like old parts out there at the public junction box or whatever. Was this new modem doesn't like the old parts from it, like some filters or something I had to replace. And I'm like, okay. So then she leaves, like, and we thought that was the end of it. But of course it's not the end of it.
Why?
Otherwise I wouldn't be here.
It be so simple?
It's never simple. So what happens, right? Is that my father receives a bill from Cox Cable. Do you know what it is, James?
What is it?
It's a charge of $100 and then a charge of $190, totaling like $290 plus tax.
Oh no.
$290, that does not include the tax. And he was like, what the fuck is this? So we take a look at it. And
JD.
the technician, when she visited our house, charged us $190 for buying a modem from her.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we didn't. It was our own modem that I bought. So we didn't buy this modem, but she charged us $190. Sneaky, but we were financially responsible. We look at our bills. So she tried charging us $190 for this new modem, plus $100 to fix whatever is in that public junction box that was outside of our house, like replacing those filters. So both of these charges are bullshit.
She's just providing you a service, man.
Both of these charges are bullshit.
You're just
okay, but here's the thing, James. The first one is definitely bullshit, but the second one, the service charge for the box outside, is also bullshit. You know why? Because we don't own that thing out there. Okay, that's what Cox owns. Okay, it's their responsibility to make sure all their shit's up to date so that our shit could work. Okay. So we get those two charges, and my father's pissed. Right? He's like, this Cox Cable, I'm gonna kill him. And then so he talks to him on the phone.
I didn't know we had the same dad.
And he's like, hey, get rid of these charges. I'm not paying for them. It's bullshit. Fast forward a week, they didn't do that. He calls him again.
Really?
He calls him again, and that was today. And now he's like, if you don't get rid of these charges by like July 6th, I'm going to switch internet service providers, and that's going to be the end of that. And then now we're just waiting to see whether or not they'll actually get rid of the charges.
Did they go, oh, blimey, sir, shimba me timbers?
Now I'm going to fall back to the point of the story where I said it was going to be a funny details about this that you're probably going to laugh at.
Boy.
Everyone that we talked to were women. And that's important. Because if you know my father,
and I do.
if you know my father, then you'll know this. You know, there is a traditional belief that women are just less competent than men. You know, whether or not you believe that's correct, in this very specific,
what do you believe, JD?
in this very specific origin, I don't believe it's correct. But you know, it doesn't matter what I believe, because that's not the point. The point is, not only were they women, they're also minorities too.
Oh no! Oh,
Everyone we talked to over the phone were, I believe, Indian. And I believe they were Indian because they had a very thick Indian accent. And that technician that came over to her house.
Oh no!
She was black.
Oh no!
So,
oh no! It's like me with my dad.
so instead of chalking this up to Cox's fault and the fault of these individuals, which were kind of scummy, not gonna lie. You know, I get you wanted to make a quick buck, or you want to make more money, and maybe the commission doesn't pay as well or whatever. But you know, I mean, we're just regular people. Don't profit off the regular people. Don't scam the regular people. Scam the corpos or whatever. The people with a lot of money, right? So
Do you also
scum.
just regularly call them corpos now? Because I do that.
I call him. I'm ironically call him that. I just call him that because Cyberpunk 2077 called him that.
I've
So
just
yes,
genuinely started calling them that.
so my father says to me, he says, "JD,
Oh no!
you know why we're having so many problems with this? Women. It's always women. Always
Did he
the
say
women's
this
fault."
in front of them?
No, he said it in front of me
Oh, your father's a bitch, huh?
because I'm pretty sure. Well, here's the thing. I can't refute him because in every single experience that we've had that's been bad and been like this, it was in fact
JD,
with women.
you've become your father.
But I know that, you know, just because my personal experience, my anecdotal experiences have been, you know, with these kinds of issues have been with women. On the whole, it's probably not true. So, yeah, that was the funny part of the story is that I don't think I talked to a single dude throughout this entire like exchange. All 4-ish calls that we've had with them, women. But anyway, that's not the important part. My internet's going to go down for a week, and that's what I'm worried about.
Right. I was like, what? That was the entire story. What do you mean it's not the important part?
So that's why we're doing this. We're recording this early. Just wanted to get that story out there a little bit.
That's why I don't sound like I'm on a phone.
I want to go out there and I want to say, you know, don't trust these women. They're just horrible. Harpies.
These women, JD. Wow.
They're harpies. They're succubi. They want to strain you of all your money and your time. And that's just how it is nowadays.
Well, JD.
So guys out there, be careful of these
Since
wenches.
you won't be having internet for next week, you want to come?
Maybe.
You want to come to Austin with me?
No, I don't think I will.
Come on.
No, James, I'm not going to go to Austin.
Come on.
James, you can enjoy yourself in Austin. Number one, I don't want to intrude on your personal finances, which have already been stretched thin by your red Honda CRV, which has been doing nothing but drain you of your money also. Much like, say it with me. Okay, you're not going to say it with me. That's fine.
Oh man, it's good. It cut out. It cut out for a while. I heard CRV and then it cut out, and I just here you go. Ooh.
Never mind then. So yeah, that's the gist of it.
Well,
Pizzagate. What is it, James?
Okay, JD, hold on. Go to our Discord call real quick.
Sure. So, some context when
Listen,
about
folks.
why this topic has been brought up. A couple podcast episodes ago, I think you brought up the topic of Pizzagate, or you said like something like this situation reminds me of Pizzagate.
Something.
You're like, this situation reminds me of Pizzagate, and I was like, what is Pizzagate? And you're like, man, I'm gonna have to do some research, and then we'll talk about this a different episode.
Yeah, like I know
this episode now.
Off the top of my head, I don't remember all of it.
That's fine.
What were we talking about originally? Where this all began? Was it Ezra Miller?
Not sure. I mean, I get most of my information from like social media from you. So the reason why I think Ezra Miller's a
Yeah,
terrible
I'm your
person,
data broker.
yeah, basically the reason I think Ezra Miller's a terrible person and like shouldn't be allowed to walk the streets a free person
I
is because of you, James.
also,
So thank you.
JD, they were only
Yeah,
only
yeah.
one of the charges were dropped.
All the other ones are still ongoing, or
I think all the other ones are
have
still
they been wrapped
ongoing.
up?
One of them was
Okay.
dropped, and just all of that stuff that I sent you was just like, here's some information that could prove it wrong otherwise. Uh,
So you're saying that person that was sending all the tweets about Ezra Miller, uh, that person was lying.
no, I'm not saying they're
That person's just
lying.
a big Ezra Miller head, huh?
I'm not saying they're lying. I'm saying they collected a lot of
They
information
watched
that
they
helps.
watched the Flash and they're like, you know what? I like him. I like Barry Allen. I like young Barry Allen. I like
Skibidi
Ski
bop,
Savitar.
skibidi bop.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm just saying that's the information they collected to show he was right. If you look at it from a certain point of view,
The
since one of
point
the
of view
charges
that
were dropped.
the point of view that Ezra Miller's not a criminal.
Yeah, like if you want to look at it from Ezra Miller's not a criminal, here's the information that shows that. If you want to look at it from Ezra Miller's criminal, then just look at the news.
Look at the news. Look at the charges. I guess that is still ongoing.
So, oh, it's not showing it.
Thanks, James. Crazy. I
tried
can't see
showing
it
you.
even if you were showing it to me. So
I know. I just wanted to show you. I did write a couple
holy
paragraphs
crap.
here.
I see.
Yeah, I do have a couple paragraphs of info. I was trying to show you. It says Pizzagate for the pod as the title.
Nice. So,
So-
what do you want to start with then, James? The
So
origin?
what the first information is a guy goes into a pizzeria with a gun and tries to bring justice for an alleged pedophile ring that was happening there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so
Now,
so this person, the gunman, thought that the pizzeria was a front for
yes,
a pedophile ring, like a child smuggling ring or
a
something.
child. Yes, that more info on that comes in later.
Okay.
But yes, the general info for Pizzagate is that a guy went into a pizzeria because alt-right media told him that's what it was.
He walked into the pizzeria. He said pizza time, and then he pulled out a gun.
Something close to that. He said something more along the lines of "Show me the kids,"
Okay.
and then start opening fire.
As you would normally, as a normal citizen would do, yeah.
Yeah, as a normal, insane person who listens to alt-right media every day.
I mean, I listen to all right media every day. I'm fine.
JD, I'm not alt-right. How many times do I have to tell you this?
No. I'm saying I am all right. I listen to
Oh.
all right media every day, and I'm
You're
fine.
all right. Gee, this is the problem. You're not hearing me. I'm saying alt.
I get you're trying to deny the fact that I'm basically your worst enemy, but I mean, all the facts are there. It was
So-
me, Barry.
So it's believed that the two people that were headstrong in this pedophile ring, that were like the main people running it, were
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton and her former campaign manager for the 2016 election, I believe.
Oh, so this happened before 2016?
Yes,
It's
This
all
was
starting to
an
make sense to
event
me now.
in 2016.
You have no
that
idea how
then
many
the
gears are
court case
turning in
for
my
was
head.
in 2017. Yeah, it makes more sense when you hear the year when this happened, because this is one of the incidents that kicked off all of it, really.
Okay.
All the stuff for it. But Hillary Clinton, her former campaign manager, ran that supposed sex ring there. It said that there were smuggling tunnels that they used to kidnap and transport kids.
Oh my God, I'm connecting so many dots here.
Yeah, the threads are
It's
getting
all
wrapped
starting-
around.
it's all starting to make sense. The threads are their threads are wrapping around. They're starting to form the sweater, and the sweater is.
I was gonna say they're forming a symbol.
And the
It's a
symbol is
swastika.
Hillary Clinton was actually guilty the entire time.
Yes,
Smuggling
that's the symbol,
tunnels.
those words.
Yep, it was a sentence.
And when this guy and other people reported this pizzeria to be investigated by police, the police
Yeah.
said They wouldn't investigate these claims because
What?
because the pizzeria restaurant does not have a basement.
What? No, that's impossible. Are you telling me the police didn't jump right into action when they were told a pizzeria was a front for a sex smuggling ring? That's what are they even doing? I understand now why people don't like law enforcement that much. I can't believe this.
Yeah, man. Well,
This is giving me hard
what were they
Squid
even
Game
doing at the
vibes.
time?
This was giving me hard Squid Game vibes when our boy Gi Young walked into the police station. And he's like, "Listen, there's this death game ring, and they're smuggling
don't
people over there."
understand.
And the police were like, "Okay."
They called the number though, and it was a woman yelling at them for trying to.
If it was real life, they would have just kicked him out immediately. They wouldn't even entertain anything.
No, they wouldn't. But he did have a little card. These people didn't have a little card to present.
Wow, a little card.
They had something else as their evidence.
Yeah. So, okay. So police doesn't go.
So, yeah,
It doesn't have a basement.
Wouldn't go because there was no basement stuff. This led some to believe the police were also involved.
I mean, that's the only logical connection you can make.
It's really the only conclusion you can really come to.
Well, I mean, let's
when
get the
police
facts.
say no.
Let's get the facts straight here. There's a sex smuggling ring of children.
Are these the facts?
Yeah, yeah. James, let me cook, dude. You gotta let me cook. There's a sex smuggling ring.
I mean, we
pizzeria-
let him cook about Sandy Hook, and we all know how well that went.
Yeah, the pizzeria is definitely a front. Okay, these are the facts that we know. So now that we know that, wait, actually, there's the third fact that we know. Hillary Clinton and the previous head of
Her
campaign,
former campaign manager,
former
head of campaign. Yes,
they're the ones leading the charge.
DM for their D&D game.
They're the ones. They're the head honchos of this operation.
Right.
Okay. So if we know all those facts, and the police
So you want to
are purposely not investigating this place, there's only one logical connection we can make. The police are involved.
Clearly. You want to know how this information was all found?
How?
So famously, Hillary Clinton's emails were leaked by Russia and a website called WikiLeaks. It's a great name.
They did what their name says. So
yeah. And the conclusion of the pizzeria doing all this came from pizza being mentioned commonly throughout her emails.
Oh my God. It's holy crap. I don't know how you could be more guilty than that.
To quote, if I remember correctly, from what I saw and read, it said that they had found more mentions of pizza in pizzerias than they thought could have ever been mentioned.
There's more James, there's more mentions of pizzas and pizzerias in our emails than the average American does. Okay, in their emails. Okay, so
I'm sure it wasn't because Hillary Clinton was running for the presidency. It was probably asking for pizza to be ordered for her staffers. I'm sure that's not what it was.
No, it's not that. It's not. No. Listen, dude. I don't know if you know this, but Hillary Clinton doesn't like pizza. So why would she?
Commonly.
Why would she order pizza? Why would she mention pizzerias? Okay, this is it.
JD, think about it. Hillary Clinton, William F.
Somebody stop this man from cooking. James, if you cook any longer, I'm afraid the authorities are going to get to you, dude. I'm afraid the authorities your FBI agents on to you, dude. You need to stop cooking now.
Dude, he's looking at me with this Alex Jones image behind me.
He's looking at you wide-eyed.
Going, fuck.
He's wide-eyed staring at you like, how does he know? How does he know?
Oh no. He put it together.
I'm sorry. Does Hillary Clinton have any is she a stakeholder in any pizzeria? I don't think so. Why mention it? Why in the emails?
Domino's.
Okay.
Sorry. So Michael Flynn. So moving on from that, from the emails being leaked, Donald Trump and his group and his like staffers and stuff latched onto this and used her emails as a reason to attack her for things.
Yeah.
And one of his people, Michael Flynn, who was Trump's pick for the national security advisor of our country,
Okay.
he started his campaign against this pizza-themed crime by making the tweet, and I quote,
Okay.
"You, the letter U,
Mhm.
decide, dash, NYPD blows whistle on new Hillary Clinton emails,
Oh my God.
colon,
Uh-huh.
money laundering, comma,
Oh.
sex crimes,
Oh.
wait, no, sorry, not sex crimes, comma, sex crimes, space, lowercase w, space, capitalized children, comma, etc., dot, 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 in all caps, must read, exclamation point.
That's
And then a link to a website with a URL that ends in breaking bombs.
dude, listen.
Who the fuck said that this
Dude,
guy should
if you're
make
onto
this tweet?
dude, if you're onto an underground child smuggling ring, okay, you have to write in code. You can't just put in plain text what you want to say out there, dude. You think they're just gonna allow you to bust their cover like that, man? I mean,
Yeah, I can't believe this dude, who's gonna be the national security advisor, wrote, "You decide."
you
With
decide.
the letter U, not the word.
Actually, I don't even think we do that, James. I don't think we write you with just the letter. Unless we're being ironic.
Instead of writing the word with, he just put a W.
Yeah. Is it at least a W slash or?
No.
Okay.
It's just a W. But it's the fact that he put sex crimes W child.
Exactly.
Like,
you know what that means, James. Sex crimes.
I know what it means.
Okay.
But why would you write it that way? It's such a terrible way to fucking do this. This guy is insane.
Really?
Yeah.
That didn't go across that way to me.
Except
I feel like he's
JD,
onto something.
This may surprise you. He
Okay.
got in trouble for this.
What? How did he get in trouble? Did the underground pizzeria catch him? Was his code not strong enough? Did they break the code?
In Trump's transitioning team, when he was going in the office, saw this and recognized it as a qualification to be relieved from his position on Trump's team.
Mm.
And, after they acknowledged this, they made the very smart decision to instead fire his son,
Mm-hmm.
who had also made a similar tweet.
Yeah.
Can't catch us if there's two.
Exactly, dude. It's called diversification of assets.
It's called nepotism. This all led to the eventual incident where a 20-year-old man entered a pizzeria the pizzeria is named Comet Ping Pong.
Dude, ping pong?
Comet Ping Pong.
Okay.
And opened fire with an assault rifle. The shooter, Edgar Madison Welch, was sentenced to only 4 years in jail after pleading guilty back in 2017. If you do the math, then
Wait, did he kill anyone, or is it just
out
fire
by the
a gun?
time COVID really kicked in the full gear.
Wait, did he kill anyone, or did he just fire a gun?
No, he didn't kill anyone, but he did walk into a full restaurant and open fire into the restaurant, and only had to pay back, by the way, $5,000 worth of damage.
Wow, that's See, there's a reason for this light sentencing, James. Okay, there's a reason for it.
Nobody was hurt. He pled guilty, and he only had 2 bullets in the gun.
He should have denied it, man. He should have been like, "Nah, it wasn't me."
They arrested him out from the front door. He was released during 2021 in February, by the way.
Oh, so he's a free man right now.
He's a free man, as far as I'm aware. I haven't looked up more on him, but as far as I'm aware, he's a free man and he did not harm anybody. And the way he said what he was doing is that he was conducting an investigation.
Well, he's certainly investigated.
Yeah, man.
I mean, why else would you walk into a place
Show me
and
the
fire?
kids.
And why else would you walk in there and fire a gun? Okay. It makes no sense, doesn't it, James?
Show me the kids.
It makes zero sense, right? Unless there's something deeper. Something that you're missing, James.
So there was a lot of celebrities that were said to be a part of Pizzagate.
Kanye West?
I don't have a full list. I have like 3 of them off the top of my head from what I remember.
That's
Chrissy
the first one I
Teigen.
immediately jumped to because of his like craziness.
No, I think he was okay because he was very Trump supportive, so they would have never accused him. They don't go after their own
I see.
unless they need a fall man.
Okay.
Then they go for their son.
Unless they need a scapegoat. Bring out Junior. Michael Afton, you're gonna need to take the hit for this one. Michael, don't leave me here. Michael.
Dude, people were trying to spread that audio around as if it was the real audio of the people in the submarine. I showed it to my dad because I was like, I'm curious if I just show him this and don't say anything, will he think this is real? And he's like, that's clearly not from that, right? And I'm like, yeah, but
the title
think
of it,
it's real.
The title of it is like a official like black box audio from this Ocean Gate submarine, and it's just Michael, don't leave me here,
Michael.
Michael.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's the audio, and people are like, whoa, who left them? Who was Michael?
Who's Michael?
We know all the people that were on the sub. What do you mean,
Dude,
who's Michael?
When the FNAF community starts trolling everyone.
It was so funny. But
okay.
Yeah, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, and Stephen Colbert. John, I
only really recognize one of those names.
You don't recognize any of them?
I recognize one. Stephen Colbert of like
he's
the
a
late night show.
Host.
Yeah.
And it's
I knew he was with something, dude. It was up there the entire time. The signs were on the wall.
And they said he was a part of it because he had interviewed Bill Clinton, and at some point near the end said, "You want pizza?"
Oh my, dude.
And a staffer for Bill Clinton had also mentioned it was awesome that we were able to book this interview with Stephen Colbert and Bill Clinton. So it's all connected.
Exactly.
I'm not joking.
Would you imagine?
So serious about this,
dude? No, I'm serious about it too. Could you even imagine that?
I can't.
Years later, some kid walks up on the Summer Game Fest, and he says, "I want to dedicate this trophy to my favorite pizzeria manager, Bill Clinton."
Do the voice.
I want to dedicate this trophy to my favorite pizzeria manager, Bill Clinton.
I'd like to dedicate this to my
actual accent, by the way.
It's like
his actual voice, by the way.
No, fuck you. It's like the fake European accent you hear.
No,
like
it's real.
White people do in movies.
It's real.
No,
the kid's not white. It's real.
No, it's not. He's not white, but it does sound like when you watch a movie and you're like, what is this vague European accent this actor's doing? Oh, it's not a real accent? I couldn't tell.
Sorry, I'm American. I've only heard American accents.
Dude, I can't believe I still love Hassan for just like not giving him any room when at the writer strike when the kid tried to come in and fucking like invade Hassan's like stream.
No, I don't like Hassan for that. He should have welcomed him in, like gave him a hug or something, put him up on his shoulder to like parade him around.
Come on. I would have found it so funny if Hassan did entertain it, like even slightly. But also, I have a lot of respect for him for just like staring the fucking kid down until he walked away.
Dude, you and Hassan have a lot in common. Just leave the kids alone, man. What? Come on, man. What's going on?
Dude, I love whenever.
What's with you guys and antagonizing these kids all the time?
Dude, people are saying that about the Nimona trailer now. They're like, animated kids movie with gay people? Leave the kids alone. And it drives me insane because I'm like, we knew what gay people were. When we were in school, we were fully aware. It's not like it's not. You can't just like be like, if we don't say anything, they'll never know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't know, James. I'd asked my parents. And you know what they said to me?
I had this guy all over the internet yelling the frogs are gay and shit. Like, I knew what it was. Everybody knew what it was.
Yeah, we all knew the frogs were gay. and we all knew there was something in the water. We
What
just couldn't
is
place a
gang,
point on it.
though?
The reason why no one could say anything about it is because the people who said stuff about it disappeared, except for Alex Jones. He was too big. They couldn't just get him.
They
You know?
disappeared them. Like it's
They
like the
they
secret
made them go
police
off
of
the
Israel.
grid. They took him out. Take him out?
Dude,
Like,
have you ever seen those videos, by the way? Like the secret police of like Israel or I think Pakistan, where they
I
like
don't think so.
there's like a dozen of them on motorcycles with like another cop on the back, and they'll just patrol, like they'll just fucking storm down the streets, and if they see anybody outside, they'll just like all hop off, start beating the shit out of them, and just carrying them off.
I don't think I've seen any videos about like secret polices in other countries, but I know they
Dude,
exist.
it's fucked. It's
I
pretty
know it
fucked,
exists,
man.
dude. Other like those countries over there, they have some
there?
really sus like systems in place. There's some
Yeah,
really sus.
yeah.
Like if you thought America's society was society, that's the real society. We should go visit there sometime, Jim.
Yeah, man. When do we get to go to Shein in China?
Dude, I want to be like that journalist that went over, took a tour in that what was it, Taliban controlled like Pakistan or something, and then
Oh yeah.
and then we've never heard anything from him again because he was having too much fun.
He's just really enjoying himself, dude. They're so nice and inviting.
Yeah, did you see him having fun shooting the guns with the Taliban?
I didn't know.
There's a video of him like shooting guns, and he's like, "Aha, that's so cool!" And all the Taliban dudes around him are like smiling at the camera and everything.
Is he actually not like? Has he not been found?
Well,
Or
what
were
do
you just
think,
making that up?
James?
You were just making that up. Fuck
No,
you.
I was not making it up. He actually did disappear. I think.
I know that happened with like during the Hong Kong riots.
Or he
A
either
lot of
disappeared
reporters that would
or
go
he
over
was
there would not
definitely
be able
dead.
to come back.
He either was put into like detainment or something. I think he was detained. Yeah. And or tortured. Either one of those. I mean, you know how it is, James. They don't really like us Americans over there, so can you believe it?
They don't like us,
No, they don't like us.
man. Is it because we stormed their country? It's because we dropped bombs on them. That can't be it.
No, that's not it, James.
Is it because we only ever referred to them by degrading terms when over there? That can't be
You
it.
know? I mean,
Oh, is it because we literally leveled their entire like infrastructure to the point that they do just have shambles of homes and cities now because
that's
it's
just
so war torn
badass.
from our actions,
it's just
like
badass.
Vietnam was?
James, I
Hey,
think you
wait a
should.
second.
James, I think you should take a trip over there and help them rebuild. I think then they'll start seeing Americans in a good light. Then,
No, man, I gotta go to South Korea and stand at that border.
and also let them. Also, like just
I gotta stand there with the other.
you
guy
have
who's
to
like,
let him. You have to let them know that
"Bet
you're,
you won't step over. Bitch.
you have to let them know that you're gay too. But and also tell them that you're a woman. I'm sure they'll really appreciate
I'll wear a
that.
rainbow armband. See how far I get.
See how far I can get. All right, James.
I'll
So
be like a kid from a
is that all from
Japanese
Pizzagate, or is there
anime that
more?
just has the random armbands. What?
Is that all from Pizzagate, or is there more?
That's basically it from Pizzagate. Of course, like people like
But you
Alex
didn't talk about
Jones and
Alex.
other.
Alex Jones. He's like the one.
Yeah, Alex Jones was one of the other people that were very like heavily influencing it. A lot of people, QAnon was very the early in these stages, but very much leading so into making it even worse and stuff. It was a lot of horrible commentators just making this thing way more than it was over literally just we saw pizza mentioned many times in our emails.
This pizza thing
And
is
that's
sus.
it. That's it. That was it. I don't even know why he chose Comet Ping Pong as his target, if I'm being honest.
Because it's
Maybe
not
that
it's not a
was-
big, strong pizza chain like Domino's or Papa John's. If you said
No,
it was
I-
Papa John's, I might have believed it.
I would have believed it. The Reckoning.
That was Papa John's Day of Reckoning, when you figure out that their pizzeria has a basement with tunnels.
You hear the overdramatic fucking violin just play over as he sits back and watches the news, eating a slice of Papa John's
They go
pizza.
no, it's the investigators going to the back of the Papa John's pizzeria. They see a cellar door. They open up and it's like, oh, who is she? And it's just like pure like
Somebody
darkness.
down there.
Is anyone down there?
You see a hand appear from the darkness.
Spring trap jump scare.
Forward. No, JD pulling himself forward, and he lifts his head. It's Papa John.
It's Papa John himself.
But wait a minute, when they turn around, they see the Papa John we all know sweating grease profusely. He's been replaced. That's why he's a racist now.
The Papa John crawling up is like, you're not you. Your skin is not your own.
Damn it, I was doing it.
And then the police investigator's like, what? And they slowly turn around and like the Papa John's behind them, he's like shaking in place, straight faced. As he starts levitating. Anyway. Wow, thank you for telling me about that.
I'm glad to have educated you on this very horrible, dumb event that kicked off a lot of terrible things.
I mean, it was really funny though.
It's funny because how stupid it is. I love that the tweet that the guy sent out is literally titled like a YouTube video.
I mean, it's a good tweet.
It's fucking. It's like almost word for word what you would find in like a clickbait YouTube video. You decide, must read.
It's word for word what I would if I was on Twitter constantly and I was the one trying to troll people. It's what I would have typed out word for word.
You decide. NYPD blows whistles on new Hillary emails, money laundering, sex crimes with children, etc. Must read. Gone wrong.
Not fake.
Not fake. And it has pedophile in it in the title, but they change it so it says PDF file. That's what people do now, and it's like so fucking like
Hillary Clinton is a PDF file viewer.
I'm like, why can't we just call people this anymore? Why are we ignoring that this is a thing? You're not allowed to call on like certain apps and stuff. You can't say somebody's a Nazi, even if you're talking about like Hitler or some shit. Like,
okay,
you gotta,
James,
like,
I get that.
Call him a
James, I get that, baby. All of your videos get taken down for community guideline violations because you want to say that you want to spread those false accusations. But
I said the word fuck.
Yeah, that's messed up, James. It's not you said the word fuck. It's that you said the word fuck to a kid. I mean, that's just leave the kids alone, James.
I didn't say it to a kid. I said it to everybody. The kid just wanted to make it about himself because
it's everybody, but there are kids in there. Like,
no, because the kid is like one of those unattended dogs that you'll find like if you walk through a neighborhood and you'll just hear a dog yelling at a gate, like screaming because it just wants to be let in out of the heat. That's what that kid is. He just wants attention. He wants to be let in.
Dog screaming because he's dying from heat stroke out in the heat.
I look at that dog through the gate and I go.
I look at that dog through the gate and I go, weak.
I go.
Anyway, though, since we're on the topic of tweets, you hear about the new Twitter update?
Yeah, dude, I'm like convinced Elon Musk was just angry he got like banned off Twitter or something at one point, and now all he wants is like revenge and just wants to tank the whole company. Like me personally, I don't
just to tank it.
Me personally,
34 billion just down the drain.
Yeah, he would. He's a rich dickhead who doesn't care about money. Actually, he just cares about like ruining shit.
You want to watch the world burn?
Huh. Here's a good idea for a technological invention. How can I make this worse?
Well, James, as an avid
hyper tunnel. What if we just make a tunnel that only Teslas can drive in with no fire suppression the entire length?
Well, hey, James, okay? Before you start making fun of it gave people jobs. It gave people jobs, James.
Yeah, and where did those jobs go once it was done?
To my
Did they
father.
go into other projects? No.
They go to my father.
Left to the wind.
My father works in those tunnels as a driver.
Yeah, there it is. That's what they did. He helped build them.
Hell no. Anyway, though.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Yeah, so
300 tweets a day. Is that it, right?
No,
like
at first it was 600 tweets a day for the regular user. But since people made a big stink about it, he increased it to like 800, and then he increased it again to like 1,000, I think. And I think that's where we're at. I don't know. I don't
Hey, Elon, what if you just, I don't know, brought everything back to what it was, and you,
just bring those pedophiles back that you banned. Just bring them back.
I'm not saying.
I'm surprised he
Also,
didn't actually let him.
I
Just
I
run
don't believe
around.
for a second. No, this man who said comedy is back and everybody immediately started tweeting the N word. I don't believe for a second that like he gives a shit about pedophiles or whatnot. He doesn't care about fucking anything
Well, I
like
mean,
that.
isn't it objectively true that like more pedophiles are banned since he came into Twitter or something? I thought I heard something
I
about
believe
that.
he called a guy a pedophile once because Elon Musk is like, I'll build a submarine to save those kids. The guy said your submarine would not work and it would take too long. And
Well,
Elon
either way,
Musk
as
called him a
avid
pedophile
Twitter
and
users
tried ruining his
ourselves,
career. So I don't believe Elon Musk is a good judge of who a pedophile is, as he just calls everybody that. But
well, as avid Twitter users ourselves, and an avid
yeah, man,
Elon
I
heads,
love going on Twitter whenever I get an update, and I'm like, ooh, what did Chilled Chaos say today? The only person I get notifications
avid
for.
Twitter heads were we're quite
That's
displeased with the update, but there actually is some reasons why this happened. At least I think they make sense to me.
It's monetization. I know. It's monetization because
That's one of the
he keeps
reasons.
making bad choices that are making him
That's one of the
earn less
theories.
money.
The second theory is that
It's not a theory. It's pretty true.
their contract with Google Cloud Services ended today, and Elon didn't renew it. So
What a fucking dumbass.
they're running out of like actual space to host Twitter, and that's why he's limiting all the. That's why he's limiting tweets, is because the contract with Google was expired. It expired 2 days ago on the
There's
first.
also the third theory,
Yeah,
political reasons.
I'm pretty sure that's the main reason though. The contract expiring with Google.
I believe that just
It was a $1 billion contract, by the way.
you know what? I believe you that incompetence is the main reason why.
Yeah.
But also, if you told me it was because of political reason, I believe you because of how he helped DeSantis fucking launch his Twitter campaign.
Okay, then the fourth reason,
Twitter.
the reason that Elon Musk told us, right, that he said in his tweet, data scrapers, and so he's limiting it to stop the data scrapers.
Really?
Yeah, because they're eating up all of our personal data, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah, man. They're eating up all of our personal data, seeing all the bad things we did in our past.
It's like chemotherapy, but for Twitter. Where it's like you're killing the cancer, but you're also killing everything else.
Time to cut out the cancer.
And you're hoping that the cancer dies before everything else dies.
Yeah, if only Elon Musk was noble and had a soul, and that was the reason why it wasn't,
Oh yeah, James, have you talked to Elon Musk? How do you know?
I've looked at what he's done.
Are you jumping to conclusions again, James?
Am I jumping to conclusions, or have I viewed everything that he's ever done and realized, oh, this isn't a smart person at all. This is one of the dumbest people who just takes what other people say and says, I did this.
Well, I'll tell you, James.
A rocket ship to Mars, I did that.
I saw the clip.
You didn't make these commands.
I saw the clip of Elon Musk saying that he made the rockets pointy because they're funny. And how could a bad person be like that, James?
Yeah, man. I also saw the clip where him and Justin Roiland did PewDiePie's mail thing or whatever it was. I don't think any of those three people have, bad intentions or anything.
Well, you can't tell their intentions.
They haven't gotten in trouble.
Well, how do you know what their intentions are, James?
I don't know.
Can you read minds?
I can see all the racist stuff PewDiePie has done.
Yeah, what racist things has he done?
The blackface.
Did he do blackface?
No, he had a doll that was in blackface for a large portion of his videos. Oh, but he's from Sweden. I don't fucking give a shit. This has been a problem with Sweden. They just accept that blackface is like, it's cultural. Fuck you. No.
James,
we told
it
you
is
this is a bad thing.
It's a cultural thing. It's a bad thing for Americans, James, okay?
It's a bad thing for everybody.
Listen,
Justin Trudeau has also gotten in trouble for his shit, and he's Canadian. He's not American.
Well, James, who are we to determine what other cultures should be,
I don't know, morally correct people, I hope.
Well, the morals, they're different in every culture.
I don't give a shit.
Do you know that you're a morally wrong person in many countries, James?
Yeah, JD, I do know this.
You are a morally wrong person? You know why, James?
Tell me, JD. Tell me.
I don't have to tell you, James. You already know.
Look me in the eyes when you tell me.
Okay, James. Gay. That's why, James. You're wrong. And you're wrong in more countries than those countries that think you're right. So what do you say about that, huh? Majority rules. It's a democracy. I can see you. I can see your whole entire like neck, like bulging
I see, JD. The thing
when you're
is,
staring at me.
I don't care. Blackface isn't okay. Fucking being misogynistic to women isn't okay. I don't give a shit what your culture tells you. Being gay is not a fucking horrible thing. It's not against your god. It's just against what some text some guy wrote
You know what?
thousands of years
I
ago.
agree, James. You know, being misogynistic is not cool. Being racist is not cool. And yeah, those are the only things that really matter.
Being homophobic.
No. It's not being
The kid came
homophobic.
back to my comment section and said homophobia is pretty chill, and I'm like, what are
Did
you
he?
talking about?
Did he say that?
He did, and this is where
That's
I was
awesome.
like, oh my, this is where it clicked with me. I'm like, oh, he just wants attention, because like nobody.
That's
said
what
anything
I've been
wrong with
telling you, James.
No, you've been saying he's a troll. I don't think he's
Exactly.
necessarily a troll. I think he does believe these things, but I think he also just wants attention, as he came unprompted to say this. It's not like somebody said something that then caused him to say this. He just said this. And it's like, what?
What?
What? It's like, no, shut the fuck up, you literal child. Get off this app.
Yeah, sure. You know, in the same way that being homophobic is bad, I mean, being gay is bad too. I mean, there's just like a whole the way you were like fiddling with something in your hands and you
Fuck with
looked
the
up.
Gundam this whole time. By the way, this entire podcast, I have been playing with a Gundam I've had on my desk.
You like looked up in the most like I can't believe this guy just said this bullshit to me in my face.
I look up and you hear the call end.
But yeah, you know, I mean, they're sacred texts for a reason. They're called sacred for a reason.
Christianity didn't translate shit correctly, and that's why they're homophobic. It's true, by the way. The actual text of the Bible does not say anything about gay people being together. It says don't be pedophiles, but people misinterpret it and mistranslate it, so it says man and not man and boy.
You see, even the Bible is telling you, leave the kid alone.
You understand how they think.
I'm
You
gonna make
understand how they think.
Oh, I do understand how they think. I know exactly how they think.
You immediately got to it where you're like, yeah, it's saying leave them alone. It's like,
I know exactly how they think. I know how you think. I know what makes you go off, James. You talk to me for more than 2 hours, I can make you go insane. It's just that easy.
you couldn't.
Because you're an easy person, dude.
You could not make me feel as insane as people on TikTok do. I
Yeah.
just can't. I
You're
just
telling
can't
me-
take you seriously if you tried to. I think that's it. I know you would be trying to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're saying that random people on strangers online don't even know what their face looks like would make you more pissed off than I can make you?
It would make me feel more insane than you ever could, because I know you would be doing it just to get a reaction.
Yeah. I mean, they
But I
can
don't-
do it just to get a reaction too.
Yeah, but I don't know these people, so I can't make that assessment. I know you.
Well, is there any other news you want to bring to my attention before we
There's
wrap
a
up?
new Gundam series being made. Requiem for an Angel, I think it was called.
Ooh, new Gundam series.
It's going to be a 3D animated series.
Requiem for a robot?
No. Because they're not robots.
Huh?
They're not robots.
What do you mean they're not robots?
They're mech suits.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
No.
They're like robots with the insides taken out, you know?
Requiem for Vengeance. Yeah,
Ah.
it's going to be a 3D animated show. It looks like it's going to be following the Neo Zeon, as that's what we were shown the pilots of and stuff.
Oh, John.
Sorry,
I see.
yeah, I was about to correct myself. Sorry, the Johns.
You know what's funny? I legitimately couldn't remember what Xeon was, but the second you would say John, I'm like, I know exactly what that is.
Also, a lot of Transformers Rise of the Beast concept art got released, JD, that I wanted to show you last week, but I forgot to.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah,
just gonna link it all to you right now.
sure.
By that I mean I'm gonna send you the images for it.
Yeah,
Just gotta wait for my
you
phone
can
to
have
load.
me co-host whenever you, if you ever want to do a live commentary watching Gundam.
Yeah, man, I actually
Sure.
would be down for that.
Yeah, I'll be down for that too. But I just want to talk about this topic real quick. If you're done with whatever you're talking about while you're pulling up this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I send this stuff. You going?
Yeah. So you know how the way I get my news is through watching YouTubers, right?
Yeah.
There's this one news YouTuber I watch named Omni, and he talks about some stuff that I find pretty interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly just about drama that I could talk about in the crapshoot too.
Hold on, I gotta let my
And
cat out.
apparently, there was this guy on YouTube called Adam22, and oh, he just left. Anyway, though, I'll keep talking about it. This guy, Adam22, he's a YouTuber, I think. I don't think I've seen any of his stuff, but I think James would love this guy because he kind of looks like a guy who would be on the an alpha male podcast. Do you know what I'm talking about, James? Adam22?
Adam22?
Yeah.
That name sounds very familiar.
He does do a podcast. I'm not sure if it's an alpha male podcast, but it kind of looks like one. But the thing that happened with him is that he married someone. He has a wife, and then he got cucked, like on purpose. Like his wife is like
I'm seeing Destiny in one of these thumbnails.
Destiny was in there actually. He was on the podcast.
But I can't tell what to take from this because that could mean he's on either side. Oh,
I'm not sure who he is.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen the clip.
It's just funny that he marries his wife, and his wife is a porn star.
Right.
And I guess she just didn't do any work in the porn industry while they were married for like a couple months. And then recently she was like, I'm going to do some work here with this other dude. And then so Adam22 is like, okay. So then, she does the porn thing with the other dude. And then so Adam22 gets on this podcast, and Destiny's there too for some reason. I don't know. And the clip is like him coping pretty much with the fact that he allowed, it's basically a cuck.
Right, but also didn't he sleep with like a bunch of women as well?
Yes, I think he might be a porn actor too or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because my context of it is that they both are.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And so
I don't know.
To me, in my brain of it, I'm like,
yeah,
okay, it's the job. You both chose to get in sex work. So how is he coping? Explain that to me.
So it's kind of like the Sneeko thing where it's like, he's like, I allowed this to happen.
So it's going on to a weird podcast.
I allow this to, it's such a cringe. It was super cringe for me to sit through and watch this clip because he sits through and he's like, I allow this to happen. And it's totally cool. We're both in the same industry. And, I had sex with a bunch of girls while I was married to her. So yeah, and stuff. But I get this weird feeling in my stomach. It's just like down there, and it's like I'm not jealous. God. I'm not jealous. But it's this weird feeling, and then like his friends or whatever on the podcast are just like they're ragging on him really hard.
I mean,
they're just like basically pointing at his face and screaming "cuck" and laughing at him. It's hilarious. It's the same thing I think I do with you when I'm like trying to get you angry.
But in this case, it's not cucking, as it's literally the job, and it's also they're both doing it. So she's a cuck. It is.
Too. I guess it's
by this context, she is also a cuck.
It's technically a cuck.
That's why I'm like, it doesn't make sense to call him just him it. But anyways,
it's technically a cuck.
It more sounds like he's just insecure.
Maybe.
So
I don't know. I just know it's cringe, and it was really.
He's probably never had a relationship with another porn star. Then
probably
that's what
not.
I'm guessing.
I don't know.
I've seen the clip. I've never seen the clip of him, but I've seen the clip of her talking about it.
Yeah, so he's all like, I'm not. I don't know if I'm like, he's like, I get this weird feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling really. And then so it's like basically everyone starts to rag on him, right? And on Twitter, everyone's ragging on him too. And he makes a couple tweets like,
what did he tweet?
I think he tweeted something like, I think people think it's an insult to call me a cuck, and technically I am. But I watched the work of my wife getting fucked, and I thought it was pretty hot. And then everyone just quoted that sentence.
Hold on. Understandable, because it is the job.
Yeah.
Everybody watches it.
And then like everyone starts quoting that one sentence of like, I watched my wife getting fucked and I think it's hot. And then they like just quote in the replies over and over again. So
But
yeah,
am I crazy? Because this doesn't feel like it's insane for the context if you have it.
no,
It
it's
it
not
feels
insane.
it
I think
feels
that
like
the
yeah,
funny thing
okay.
is that I don't think he likes being your cuck, even though
No,
he's
but he did find it hot a little bit apparently.
that's what he said in his tweet, but I don't know if that's what he actually,
Right.
feels.
I don't know. It's
Either
that's a
way though, I
weird
thought it
thing,
was just kind of funny
but yeah, no, they
about this.
both have done it, so I don't think it's like crossing any lines that either of them made. He's probably just new to having a relationship with someone else in the industry and doesn't understand it yet.
Yeah.
He's still coming to terms. Well, he didn't understand it first, it seems, but then he was like, "I like it." So it's like, yeah,
And oh yeah, there's another funny part to this where like
oh no,
his wife made a clip talking about how like awesome her new work was,
hmm
and then the guy and
he's
she
behind her and he flexes his
he
muscles.
walks
Yeah,
yeah he walks into the room with like a big smile. It's the funniest thing.
it's one of the first things that came up on Google
Oh
is
really?
the thumbnail for it
Yeah.
and him standing behind her. Yeah, no, I get it though.
He's got
It's
like the whitest grin on his face. It's just so funny, dude.
I
I don't
was
know.
so confused at first. I'm like, what am I looking at? And then I had to go to the comments and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I was so confused. I'm like, what's the problem? I just didn't get it because I'm like, but they consented.
That's
What?
true. They did.
They're all adults. They
Yeah.
consented and they both do this. What?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's the thing that people like I'm trying to tell you, James, is that they're just being trolls. They're trying to get a reaction from them
I
and
don't
trying to
think
like get him
I think
angry.
these people are seeing it without the context and are just like going in on it.
Yeah. I mean they see it and they like cock and then try to get a reaction out of them. That's what it is. And and I saw it, I was like, that's kind of I would do that. I want to do that.
You do that to me.
If I use social media, I do that to my friends all the time. The second they
Okay,
reveal anything vulnerable about themselves to me, I turn it right back on them, you know?
okay, so moving on from this topic,
Yeah.
Transformers.
Transformers concept art for Rise of the Beasts.
Okay, so we're gonna start at that first image, which is of
Yeah.
Mirage, and
That was the concept of Mirage?
that is, and guess what? It's very confusing because that looks a lot like Jazz, especially with the visor.
I'd say I don't know
The
if I like that design a lot.
I don't really like it either because it also gives them like a weird beard, and I've never liked them giving the Transformers beards. It just always
Like
looks
facial
weird.
hair.
Yeah, and there's the last image as well as also the other concepts of Mirage, which look a lot more to his final product.
Uh-huh.
But they're also using the visor look, so it's still me thinking. I think by this phase, they were still trying to make this Jazz, and then at some point switched it to Mirage.
I see.
Because it's so clearly derivative of Jazz, especially with like the visor, the car mode, and the colors.
I think you're just projecting, dude. I think you want to see jazz in things that are not jazz.
Jay, you don't know
So
what the word projecting actually means.
or
Going on.
maybe jazz is just such a generic design that he kind of just fits into every single Transformers mold.
You would say that about any of them, despite them all have very
I
unique
think Optimus
designs.
Prime
So
looks
moving
pretty
on
unique.
to Optimus. Optimus actually wasn't going to be the box semi truck this time. He was going to be an armored military like vehicle, which is why
Really?
he has like a lot of extra like build on the back of him and stuff, and
Hmm.
like around the waist area. And I like it. I also really like the vehicle, but I think this would have worked more for Ultra Magnus as a character rather than
I don't
Optimus
know.
himself.
I don't know if Optimus would feel like Optimus if he wasn't the semi truck.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like him being a semi truck. I mean, it was still a semi truck ish esque like cab and everything for
Yeah.
this like armored vehicle. But I feel like this would have worked more for Ultra Magnus, especially with those blue things on the back. If you move those up and stack them on top of the shoulders, that would have been Ultra Magnus.
All right. What
The
about the
next
next one?
one on it is Transit, the guy with the axe.
Yeah. The axe for
This
a
was
hand.
Yeah, this was a cut character who was made in the movie, had his
Dude,
scene filmed and
his
everything.
legs are so small compared to his torso.
He has what is commonly referred to as gorilla proportions, which has been a new thing with the movie characters.
Yeah, like small legs and big torso and arms.
Uh-huh.
I
And
see.
like weirdly long arms even. But
Yeah.
He was a character who I really love his design, by the way. It's very like Michael Bay, but
He
also
does
like
look
something
different to
new.
me.
I love the colors. I love that it's not just gross, like you can't tell what you're looking at metal. It's like colorful. It's
Yeah, it's
got
just
white on
white. It's
top of
just
it.
white metal.
Well, yeah, but it's colors. I don't give a shit if it's nothing. I
Yeah,
care
what
that it's
colors on
something
it?
to look
There's
at
like
over nothing.
some blue
But
parts on him.
yeah, in the candy cane poles because he's a bus. He's a
Yeah.
transit
Oh,
bus, which is why his name is Transit.
he's got like
And
the candy cane on his thighs, I guess.
but no, on his arms, JD. What do you
What?
mean on his thighs? Those are brake lights.
Well, he's just gray colored, and then the he's wearing white
That is
armor.
not gray. That is cream white.
No, like
That,
the gray metal parts on him, like the same
oh
colors as hammer, right?
yeah, like on the biceps and like the knees and stuff and the inside of the
Yeah, like
legs.
the joints
Yeah, but that's how they
areas.
all look because it's metal, I guess. But
Well, they are
anyway,
metal.
they are metal. There's an image closer to look at his head after the wheeljack designs. But
Hmm.
he had a fight scene in the movie where he was going to be one of the few Decepticons that actually appeared in it, where because he has a symbol on his head and everything. But he had a fight scene with Optimus where him and Optimus would fight and like get in a fight, and then Optimus would rip his head off and throw him into a river where it would be revealed that there were several dead Decepticons in the river that Optimus has killed.
Wow.
And this was because
That's awesome.
Optimus was trying to hide the secret of the Transformers being on Earth.
I see.
This is the closest to Michael Bay's Optimus there has ever been.
I love it. I love Michael Bay's Optimus.
But dude, Transit was like literally such a part of the marketing that he was one of the first Transformers revealed for the movie. They had images of his like character model doing all these poses and stuff. It was weird that he got cut.
I see.
After that is the Wheeljack concept art, where it is very clear this was going to look like Wheeljack with the head and the wing, like the wings on his back and everything are very Wheeljack-esque.
To me, he looks like Wheeljack from the movie.
Well, yes, but the head is what I mean. It's got the fins on the side. It has the grill mouth instead of the like lips and stuff.
Oh, so like the two designs on the sides instead of the middle one?
Well, no, the middle one as well. The middle one's missing the fins. They're just like little ears, but it still has like the grilled on the mouth area,
I see.
like the faceplate. And I like that. Like this is what I'm saying. I think the Wheeljack design is fine. I think the head, if it just got rid of the weird mouth and gave it the fins on the side, it would be good. Like I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't be like upset or anything.
I liked Albert Einstein more.
I also like Albert Einstein more than what we got. The design after that is again look at the 3D model for Transit, who had like an insect-like head. I really love the look of Transit. It's such a unique design. It's very insect-like. I love it.
Yeah, the insect one is pretty good.
After that is a
It's
concept art
Wheeljack.
Stratosphere.
Okay.
You remember
He
Stratosphere?
looks pretty much exactly like he did in the movie.
Yeah, he looks pretty close. I like him. I hope they make a figure of him. After Stratosphere is a more finalized concept.
Oh, now that's
Stratosphere. After Wheeljack.
That's the one I saw in the movie, yeah.
After Wheeljack, if you go to the next slide, it's a bunch of different concepts for his heads. And it's because Michael Bay kept butting in.
We need the lips. The nose, we need the lips.
So that's what I think it was. Michael Bay kept butting in and saying, can you make it more nerdy looking? Every time they would give him a concept for Wheeljack, he said, I want it more nerdy looking. Can you make it more nerdy looking?
Oh, so they started with the one on the top left, and they're like, no, more nerdy looking.
No.
So
they started with the 3 Wheeljacks.
Okay.
And then went on to do different head designs and stuff.
I see.
So after those, we have the 3D model for Bumblebee, which I think still looks pretty good. I think it's all right looking and all that.
I think Bumblebee's been pretty solid in the movies.
He's had pretty solid designs. I don't think I've had any real problem with them. They've been pretty inconsistent, but yeah, they're fine. After that, of course, we have
all the jazz
the jazz designs. I think the one on the far, I think both the ones on the outside are the closest to the final product, much more than the one in the center.
It's because of the mouth, isn't it? Like the head,
it's
helmet,
the head
and the mouth,
and like the back of it. I feel like, but the legs on the one on the left, and then kind of the top part of the one on the right are the most like. If you combine those, that's pretty much Mirage.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next set of images, we have Nightbird.
Is that supposed to be a? Is that a car?
Yeah, so that's a rally car, which is what her original design was going to be, much more than what we
And,
got.
and she's holding a sword.
She's holding a sword, and she has a Decepticon logo. This is very important. She has a Decepticon logo on her car, and the title for the movie was Beast Wars, and you can see the Decepticon symbol in the top left. This is because they were not made into the Terracons till very late in the process. They were originally going to be Decepticons for a very large portion of it.
I see.
So they were never. I don't think Unicron was going to be involved as much as he was. I do like these looks at her, though. The next image is a better look at her car mode and stuff.
I like the car. It's cool.
It's such like a. It feels like what I wish they would have done with Mirage in like this is what Wheeljack's car mode looked like in G1, and I feel like I wish they would have done this with Mirage because he was a Formula One car. To translate it, just make him into like a race car and stuff. But I get why they did a Porsche and whatnot.
I see. And what's with the last two?
The last two are Scourge's original design, where he had a Decepticon faceplate, very reminiscent of the character Tarn, who I'd sent you stuff of. This is also very colorfully more according to Tarn than Scourge, but also I guess you could say it's Scourge because it's like a bluish purple. But it's very interesting because it does look like it was supposed to be Tarn, and if you even take like the character in the movie, the way he acts and does stuff is very Tarn-like more than Scourge. So I think these characters it's very similar to Michael Bay. A lot of these characters in concept were supposed to be one thing. Michael Bay came in, made it something else.
You're saying he Michael Bayified all these designs?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
I'm saying we got some pretty solid Wheeljack designs, and then Michael Bay said, make them nerdier. We got
then
this.
Michael Bay said, maybe not.
we got a pretty solid jazz design, and Michael Bay said, I don't like jazz. I want two of him.
Make him not jazz.
Make him not jazz. You've just brought me more jazz. Fuck it. Get rid of the visor and we'll call him Mirage.
Yeah, what does Mirage do again? He creates mirages himself, right? That's why we call him that.
Holograms.
Make him do that. All right, well, I think
Optimus's design would have worked really well if they made an Ultra Magnus character in this movie and just changed it to that.
That's all the time we have for now. Thanks, James, for joining me, and thank you for subscribing. Because we do this every Sunday. Every Sunday.
It's Tuesday. It's actually Monday. Hold on.
It's Monday. Yeah. But I'll have to like edit it and then upload it and have it scheduled to be on Sunday.
Dude, I fly out in 2 days and I'm so nervous about it.
Are you about as nervous as last time?
Yeah, because I don't like flying because like they send you the like ticket information at the last second. Because it's like you don't get your gate information till like the day before.
On, James. You love sending things at the last second.
Not when it's like involving flights. When it's involving stuff that's very important. I did reserve a lot of the seats I wanted to this time, where I didn't know I could do last time till like halfway through the second day.
I see.
So now I should have a secured seat for each panel that I want to go to.
Nice. Well, I hope you enjoy your time there, and then that's it. We'll see you in the next episode. James,
I will have footage.
Bring us out.
Here's what I'll do.